wrote a blog post about this some time ago, and it's life-work balance, because I know I've talked a lot about managing your hours and talked about working for myself, and I want to talk more about it because I think we can all often go into autopilot, where we feel we have to take on so many things at once, and then we have things unfinished a lot of the time. We never seem to have a break. We seem to get up early and go to bed late, and always being very, very tired. So I manage my work now, where at the weekends I will spend time going through some different kind of videos. So this weekend I want to show what I wear at the weekend. Sometimes I do mix it up depending on what I want in the week. And I will have different meals at the weekend compared to during the week. So the first one is one thing that I've always followed, and I've wrote it in my notebook, and I've gone through it, and that is having a watch it. And the one question is about block scheduling, how to do a really good block schedule that you can stick with. Well, I've started to. I wrote in here in this notebook. If I can find it, so I live in my notebooks. So I wrote. So this, for example. This is an example of a block schedule. Now, I have done it where I've done a spreadsheet and used different colours, and that's one way. But I've also done this method, and I've started to get into the habit this week in going through what I've done, and if there's anything that I haven't got around to doing that I may want to do the weekend. And so doing a block schedule is a good way of getting good work balance. So for example, 7 a.m. to 9 a.m. Well, I rarely ever get up those times now. If I do, then I will normally have my breakfast and a cup of tea whilst going through the work that I want to do that day. And I always write a list the day before and on the day, and I will go through what I've done. And doing a block schedule in this way, and what I would say is to take a lot of copies of your block schedule, and use it each day to go through each item that you've done in that week. And so like yesterday I spent some time watching a bit of telly because I haven't watched some TV. I work through my laptop at the minute, and I am going to be reunited with a full computer again, but I'm using what I've got now. And the sort of things that I didn't do that. I haven't done any reading yesterday, so I need to do some reading. I still want to watch some more TV. I was at one point doing like a log of all the things that what I've done list, and it's a good way to go through your work, and I will continue to keep doing that. Go for a walk. Well, I was going to do it today, but I can do it tomorrow. It's not in any hurry. I haven't done any exercise this week, but it's fine. I can always bring it back this coming week. I always make sure I have my coffee together time, so that's when I move, and I will have more time with a new person that's come into my life. And then so that's between 9 a.m. and 11 a.m. Then from 11 to 1 p.m. I will usually take a break. I will watch a bit of YouTube whilst I have a snack or a cup of coffee. Check film schedules. Sometimes I will write videos that I want to do in the week and on what days. And I've started to use a calendar view to help me schedule different types of content, because I don't want to do the same content all the time, because you get bored with it and so do I. So and then interviews. Well, I'm not doing interviews yet. I have done a few through a podcast, but I will be just doing some more interviews. So let's come on. I want to do a podcast because I was trying to get into the habit of listening to 7 minutes of a podcast, so I haven't done that for a while, so I will do that, and exercise. Well, I am going to try and fit in a workout tonight, for a workout, so at least I've done one workout this week, and then because it's Monday, I'm going to clear that in the week and do some tomorrow as well. So, and that will probably be walking. And then from 11 to and then from 1 to 3 p.m. I will write my books, because I've been setting myself writing challenges to write my books. I will have alone time, so that is time where I will spend some time on my own, not doing any work, sometimes listening to music, reading a book. Emails, I don't go through my emails every day, but I do like to go through them when I can. Dinner prep, so it's around 1 p.m. to 3 p.m. where I might sometimes have a dinner. Then I've also put TV, radio, music. Well, I'm dying to get myself a little radio or something so I can listen to a radio again. I will sometimes listen to music as I'm doing some work, or watch a bit of TV. But that's mainly like the weekend, because I do different things at the weekend than I do during the week. So then on the next page I've got the next list. So from 3 p.m. to 4 p.m. is choice time, so I can choose whatever I want to do. Self-care, so sometimes I will use it to refresh my skin, or I may want to spray my hair, because I do like to have a bit of time to freshen up a bit. And then it's skincare, watch a bit of YouTube, because that's when I may also have my dinner. I don't set my dinner in stone, but I do my cut-off time. I don't have my dinner later than 6 p.m. if I can help it. Then I've got watching a movie, so I did that today. Audiobook, I haven't listened to an audiobook this week, but I'm going to fit that in. Bath time, well, I don't really like using a bath where I am now, but when I have a new place, I'm loving the bath, so I will be at some point. And then between 4 p.m. I've put dinner, because even though I do have a limited dinner early, that is when, if I don't have a dinner those 2 times, I'll have it there. Then I've put family time, which I would like to get back from some full time homework. So after Henry finished school, I would always do a bit of homework with him, so I've put that down. Evening chat video, so I like to do an evening chat video during that time sometimes. Kids bath time, so I'm making sure I give my son loves bath time, so when I get him back full time, we will have bath time again. And then I put Friday takeaway. Well, I've had a takeaway, but he's not always on a Friday, but I just put that down because sometimes I do. And so yeah, and I like to do different things on a Friday that I do from Monday to Thursday. So, and then from 6 p.m. to 8 p.m. is story time, bedtime, quiet time. So that is an example of a block schedule. So that's one way of managing your life. So going back to where I was, going back to where I was, if I can find it. So the next thing is that list, if I can find it. I've closed it as well. Where are you? So the next thing is, when it comes to finding a good work balance, is I have to put this on hold. So the next thing is, so we've done that. So the next thing is re-establish a routine after a holiday. So when we have, if you've got children, and also if you, depending on what work you do, sometimes when you're on holiday, obviously you don't follow the normal routine as what you would do when working Monday to Friday, or you work for yourself. when I go on holiday, I'm not one of these who likes to live by time a lot, and especially holidays. But I do, like I say, block schedule because it helps spread out the tasks I want to do. And doing a block schedule helps you to balance it, but it's not set in stone. That's why when you do block schedule, just give a list of things that you like to do in the morning, afternoon. So it's basically that. But when it comes to re-establishing a routine after holiday, especially if you've got kids, is to slowly bring them back into the schedule. Now, I've always made sure that when I go on holiday, say like I am due to go on holiday this week on Saturday, so I will make sure that I have Thursday and Friday off. I don't do any work then, and I will spend those 2 days preparing for the holiday, packing, checking the itinerary, going for any last checks, and making my list. I always have whenever I go on holiday, I'll always write a list of everything that I want to take with me, and that includes outfits, toiletries, underwear. And when it comes to underwear, I always pack on how many days I'm going to be there for. But I always put extra just in case. Or I'll put a couple of pairs of knickers in and a bra in my hand luggage just in case it goes missing, especially if you're flying out somewhere. So, and then when I'm coming back, I also want, a lot of people will do it where when I come back from holiday and I go straight back into work the next day. I never do that. I will book the holiday. I'll give myself at least 2 days before the holiday to get ready for the holiday, and then I will have an extra 2 days after the holiday to recuperate and bring back the schedule. And that's something that I've always done, and it works for me in the fact that I get over the jet lag if I've done a long haul flight. It gives me a chance to unpack, and just get myself back on track. So I would say do have 2 days after your holiday just to get everything back into order, do any laundry that needs to be done, and just spend some time getting yourself back into the everyday living. And with kids, if they're still off on holiday, then it's fine. They can still stay a bit later, but obviously it's also adjusting to the difference in time. That's why it's good to have a couple of days off after the holiday, so you give yourself time to get your body clock back to where it was. Because that's the thing, when you've travelled to a country with a different time zone, it can mess up your body clock a lot and take some time to get back into the swing of things when you've had a good holiday, and now it's time to get back into the everyday normal life, So that's my tips, and that's what I do in terms of re-establishing a routine after a holiday. So, and then the next one is have a daily ritual. Well, this could be anything, and this is connected with habits. So for me, I can't start the day without having a cup of tea and breakfast, and I will spend that time not working initially, but to go through what needs to be done. And I will also have so today, because we had the milk, I've had my cup of tea, and now I went straight on to having my iced coffee. So I didn't have an iced coffee the last 2 days, and that saved me using up more of my instant coffee. So, but I always make sure that I always have something to hydrate me. I do have bits through the day in terms of food, but ritual is that at the end of the day, first thing I do is I will change into my night clothes. I will pull down the blind. I will then get into bed and listen to some music or read a book. That to me is my ritual. That's my daily routine, and that I really love. Also, if I've been wearing makeup, I don't always brush it off that evening. I know, arrest me, makeup police. I've done the worst thing that lots of people hate, but I don't live in stone, if you know what I mean. It's just the way I am. I don't live by the book. I live how I want to live, and if I take my makeup the day before, who's gonna die? Having a daily ritual that makes you get ready for the day. When I used to go running in the mornings, because I used to love doing a Sunday run, and I would often, before, if I got that kind of, I want to stay in bed now, I can't bother, I would put on a motivational video on my phone to get my arse in gear, and I would do a run. So, if you need a quote to read, or a podcast to read before you can even put one foot in front of the other, then do it, because obviously it helps bring you alive. And with kids, sometimes, even scraping your head off the pillow is like, nah, I'll stay in bed. And the next one about when it comes to life work balance is update your knowledge and understanding. So I do some little courses now via the site of course, and I'm doing a life coaching one in a minute, and because I was doing a special discount, it was a bundle offer that we're doing, and they're really good courses. They are properly funded. They are taken by a profit organisation, but part of it I haven't agreed with. But I just wanted to take it just have interest, because I do want to keep building my knowledge and understanding, so I could do more, content that helps people with many different things. And so I always spend time, even if it's just watching some training YouTube videos. I always like to update my knowledge and understanding. Working with Mind.org, they have many interventions that that I like to talk about, and so it's important. I've never been that sort of person who's known everything. I don't know everything. I can't play golf. I can't drive. Because I switch off too easily. And the thought of driving puts a fear of God in me. So, I know I'm not on this planet to know or be able to do everything, but concentrate on the things I do know, and can do, and enhance those skills that can be a godsend to me, and hopefully to you too. And the next thing is setting goals and targets. I always set goals. It's something I do every year. I will often go through them, if not every month, every other month, or quarterly, and it just keeps me up. It keeps me on track. It helps me not to steer off the road, and it just helps to keep me energized and ready to take on each day. So setting goals and targets, that I've managed to get 1k views this week gone, or last week gone, on my site on Versatile Fashion, which I was absolutely amazed about. I even got 500 likes for my site, everyone can build a castle.com. So and it's been an eye-opener to see that when you put the work in, you do the rewards, and it's all about taking your time. I don't multitask anymore. I think when you multitask, you do find that you make a lot of mistakes, and if you want attention to detail, then multitasking will affect that, because you're doing two things at once. We're not made to do two things at once. We're made to do one thing at a time. But when we get into the work mode, we can often be talking on the phone whilst going through the mail, and then you find that you sometimes lose distraction of talking to the person on the phone, and then you lose sort of sorting out the post, you know. So I am in the mindset now that I focus on one thing at a time, and I take my time. I find that I rush because it's been embedded in me to rush around, but I try not to. I try to. The way I've been hit my targets is by concentrating on one thing, and it's made a huge difference. So I will always set goals and targets, and then the last thing is visualization. Visualization is one of the best ways to help you work towards your goals. As you know, Fatima Whitbread, she was a Olympic javelin. She did Olympic javelin, and because it was mainly that kind of sport was dominated by Russia and America. It looked like she was never going to win never going to win a medal of any on any Olympics or Commonwealth, and she almost got written off at one point. And then in 1988, she did the best javelin throw that she's ever done in her life, and she got the gold medal. She became the gold medalist in her sport, and it just goes to show that even when you're, you know, even though you have people who want to slate you because, you know, you're seen as the underdog, it doesn't mean that you can never get to that stage, because she came out from nowhere. It was like, who is this? I mean, no disrespect to her. She's very masculine, so I thought she was a man at one point, and I feel bad in saying that, because, you know, when I've seen her on Christian sports, she comes across as being very down to earth, and, you know, it's like, wow. And when I saw her on Christian sport, I was like, I didn't at first. It took me ages to realise she was the same person. But I admire her because we were very behind in certain sports in terms of like the Olympics and athletics and even gymnastics. We hardly ever won a medal because, again, China, America, and Russia have always had gold medalists in gymnastics, athletics, and, you know, field sports. So when she won it, it was like, wow, you know, she'd come out from nowhere. They wrote off that she would win anything, you know, in terms of that medals, and she did. She wiped it out, and I remember watching it, and she does it all like wiggle. It makes me realise that actually she's a woman, and also it was like, wow, she just came out from nowhere and became a gold medalist. And it just goes to show that even when it's not meant to be, you can still make it happen. And visualization is a way of doing that. If you visualize something to the point where it's so huge and it's almost reachable, then you know that it is the one for you. Now, you may find that the visualization sometimes disguises the real truth of, you know, if you want to work in a restaurant, you know, it's very, very, you've seen it, you are under a lot of pressure, and, you know, you have to get meals out, you know, as soon as possible, because people don't like to wait around and eat. So, yeah, but if you want to get to the point where you become like head waiter or waitress, then, you know, if you visualize that, once you've got to know the industry, then anything is possible. And even when someone writes you off, never let it stop you. Always go for gold, and just keep on setting goals and targets, and you will get there. So, and that is how to get a good life-work balance, is to create a schedule that works for you, like a block schedule. Establish a routine after a holiday, and have a Monday to Friday routine and a different routine at the weekend. I find that works for me because it's good to mix it up. Updating knowledge and understanding. Never feel that you know everything, because we're not meant to. But if you something that you are interested in and you want more knowledge of it, it's good to keep learning. And I'm always learning. I don't see that I know everything, and I don't pretend to. And then setting goals and targets. You can do that anytime. Just because you haven't done it in the new year doesn't mean you can't start them now, and break them up. And they can be as imaginative as possible, and then just break it down so you get those goals and targets, and then also visual. So I hope this has helped you. I really wish you good luck in whatever you decide to do, but I hope that these videos are reaching out to you in the way that I hope. But obviously you've got busy lives, and you don't want to be. I know when the sun's out, I don't want to be sitting indoors all the time. So, but thank you very much. Take care. Bye bye.